But Wootton, along with the LSU Shreveport community, is facing an identity crisis. Legislation is pending to merge LSU Shreveport with Louisiana Tech, moving the college into the University of Louisiana system. Though Romer hasn't been invited to a national debate, he's made great use of another medium, Twitter. And with more than 20,000 followers, Romer says Twitter's been vital to his campaign. While some critics expressed concern for research institutions, others are worried about LSU A&M, the flagship campus. Brian Wootton grew up in the Shreveport area, attending LSU Shreveport as an undergrad. Now president of the Alumni Association, Wootton proudly credits his alma mater as a key to his success.
I realized how prepared I was from LSUS because graduate school was quite easier than LSUS was.
But Wootton, along with the LSU Shreveport community, is facing an identity crisis. Legislation is pending to merge LSU Shreveport with Louisiana Tech, moving the college into the University of Louisiana system. Wootton said many students and alumni worry about how the merger will affect their degree.
Talking, oh, you went to a school that fell apart or was, hostily taken over by another university. Obviously, there was a problem there. That doesn't look good.
He said the Alumni Association is also suspicious of the process.
Because we go from nothing to a little talk about it to boom, you're merging with Tech. And that just, that's not sitting well with the folks that I've talked to.
LSUS Student Government Association Vice President Cody King says one of the biggest arguments from students opposed to the merger is that they chose LSUS, not Louisiana Tech.
People were fearful that if we would merge, we would lose, the baseball team, we would lose, maybe some of the Greek life, we would lose, the basketball team. They don't want to lose that identity we have here in Shreveport.
He says most students want what's best for their school. They just don't know what that means.
We don't know what's hearsay and what's just fluff. So really it's just the unknown has everybody worried who's going to be here for the long run.
While Wootton believes adding degree programs is vital to LSUS's growth, he doesn't think merging with Louisiana Tech is the only way to get them. And the LSU Board of Supervisors seems to agree. The Board of Supervisors opposes the merger and is fighting to keep LSUS. The system announced in early April that it's adding more programs to the university. King says while most students oppose the merger, some at least like the conversation it started.
The joke behind it, they haven't helped in 40 years, why are they going to help now? Kind of just, it's nothing that Tech is just such an amazing university. It's more along the lines of LSU really hasn't, from our perspective, cared too much about a little school in Northwest Louisiana.
However, for Wootton, the merger does carry an emotional element.
And it's part of our state, Nothing against Tech, but I'm an LSU fan.
For Tiger TV, I'm Stephen Powell. Former Louisiana Governor Buddy Romer struggles to receive national attention. Romer says his campaign scares the establishment because of his message, money. Specifically, he wants to get money out of politics.
Washington, D.C. is not broken, it's bought. And I think the first thing we need is campaign reform.
Despite his strategy of capping individual donations at $100, Romer raised $300,000 in January, his best month yet.
We'll actually be able to run campaign ads in Michigan and Arizona. We'll see. We'll see if we can catch on. If we can, they can't stop us.
University political communications professor Bob Mann says while it's unlikely Romer will catch on this late in the game, getting into the debates is a crucial part of his strategy.
If he got on the stage in one of those debates, I think there are enough people who agree with him and who would find the way he expresses himself to be refreshing and different enough.
Though Romer hasn't been invited to a national debate, he's made great use of another medium, Twitter. And with more than 20,000 followers, Romer says Twitter's been vital to his campaign. Romer uses Twitter during all GOP debates, tweeting his answers to the moderator's questions.
I think that he understands social media better than a lot of candidates do.
As Romer leaves his Baton Rouge office at Business First Bank for the campaign trail in Arizona and Michigan, he's optimistic about the upcoming primaries.
In the poll where I was 4% last week, our name recognition nationwide was only 8%. Half the people who knew us were going to vote for us.
For Tiger TV, I'm Stephen Powell. Last week, the Louisiana Board of Regents approved a new funding formula for state universities. The board calls the formula the Performance Funding Formula because it awards money based on performance. Board of Regents Chair Robert Levy said the formula was a way to fairly dole out money.
You take a set amount of money that the legislature may appropriate, and we divide it between all of the institutions in a method that compares each institution to its peer institutions in the South.
Under the approved formula, the LSU system will receive more than $1.3 billion. However, the system will see a 2.1% decrease in funding compared to this year's budget. LSU System President John Lombardi is critical of the formula. Though he declined to comment, Lombardi expressed concern at March's LSU Board of Supervisors meeting. He said the formula would hurt the system's research institutions. Institutions like Pennington Biomedical Center and the LSU Agricultural Center don't have students or tuition dollars for support. While some critics expressed concern for research institutions, others are worried about LSU A&M, the flagship campus. LSU Student Government President Cody Wells doesn't want funding shifted from Baton Rouge's campus to support other institutions.
If you're going to try to fill other units within our system's budget holes, you're going to come after LSU dollars. And so we're sitting and waiting for that to happen.
Wells addressed the board at its last meeting, reminding Lombardi of his pledge not to shift funds.
I let them know that Dr. Lombardi gave me his word, along with many other former student body presidents, that he would not support moving one dime from LSU to any other unit within the system. And I urge the Board of Supervisors to follow the President's leadership.
However, Lombardi said the real decision was up to the board and the chancellors.
We do in fact shift money from LSU A&M to other units of this system at the request of the Chancellor. Now all the Chancellor has to do is write me a memo, and we will immediately cease to shift those monies to other units of the system.
LSU Chancellor Mike Martin said in an email that he supports seeking funding for non-teaching institutions, but he said he rejects any move that takes funding away from students or the quality of education. For Tiger TV, I'm Stephen Powell.